Good afternoon, YouTube. How are we doing? How are we doing? Let me see what the time is. I've got to make sure I've got enough time. Right, I've got enough time. It's about 13 minutes to 4 o'clock on this chilly, very late afternoon, early evening on a Monday morning. Monday. I'm really not with it. Excuse me, on a Monday. So just to give everyone an update as to what's going on with me. As a lot of you are aware, this year I was diagnosed with Burkitt's lymphoma, which is a form of cancer. And for those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. I'm Chris, you're watching Chris's Real Talk. So I've been off work really since August, and it is driving me nuts. I've been in and out of hospital God knows how many times, but I want to give you an update on my health and what's actually going on, because I haven't done a live for a while regarding this. I should have had my result last week, whether I'm clear or not, and the results unfortunately were inconclusive, because whoever the smart person was who looked at the results didn't do the notes properly, basically. So we don't know if I still have lymphoma or if it's any better. What I do know is that it hasn't got any worse, because if it had got worse or progressed, that would have been on the note. So I know it's not got any worse, but I don't know if it's better. Now, last week, Monday, I had a PET scan, and obviously I had the result on Friday, which we don't know, to which I literally burst into tears, because it's just the stress of not knowing. I'm due to find out, hopefully for sure, what's going on Wednesday. You go in the park, there's less noise. Yeah, so Wednesday, which is 2 days' time, about 2:45 in the afternoon, I'm due to be at the hospital, and hopefully I'll have a result, because the consultants and whoever else has to look at all of the scans that I've had previously, including the most recent, so they can compare and come to some sort of conclusion as to what's going on with me. So as you can imagine, last week was pretty much one of the most stressful weeks of my life. And now I've had actually a pretty good weekend, but quite a stressful weekend not knowing. And today, tomorrow, and up until I get the result on Wednesday is going to be quite stressful also. I want to say that I'm also extremely sad for another reason. My Uncle Pete passed away last week, and I've got nothing, I've always had nothing but love and respect for that man. I haven't seen him for a few years, but it doesn't stop me caring. So I've been really struggling with that one. He actually lived on the other side of the park where I currently am. So to my family who's watching this, I haven't put anything on social media or contacted anyone about it, because it's just not appropriate. So I'm going to say it here and now. Rest in peace, Uncle Pete. I will miss you, and I do love you. So yeah, that's what's happening scan wise anyway, going back on topic. Another thing with my health, which is a bit of a pain quite literally, is I may have spoke before about having injections into my spine known as a lumbar punch or intrathecal injection. When I was receiving chemo, I had 3 of those per cycle, which means I've had 9 intrathecals, which is an injection directly into the spine and in the lower back, where they draw off some spinal fluid and pump chemo directly into the spinal cord or spinal column to go and protect the brain, basically, for the type of cancer that I've assuming still got, because I don't have the result. But as a result of those intrathecal injections, I now have quite possibly the worst back pain I've ever had in my life. And it's got bad enough for me to have a horrible numb tingling sensation that goes up and down my spine, which is almost the exact same feeling I get in my fingertips due to the peripheral neuropathy caused by a different type of chemo. So obviously I went to see the doctor down in haematology outpatients, and they've booked me in for an MRI to see if I have nerve damage. Yay! So that's another thing. I've got potential nerve damage in the base of my back and my spine, and it just isn't getting better. If anything, it's getting worse. I've been prescribed immense amount of painkillers. I'm now on, and I can't mix these, it's one or the other. I can either take paracetamol, codeine and morphine all together, or take, it's Monday today, so now it's 2 amitriptyline per day. Amitriptyline being an antidepressant and painkiller, which is good for neuro pain or nerve pain, so I'm told. So I've got to be taking 2 of those a day, which means I can't be driving or operating heavy machinery because they make me kind of dopey. So I can't mix prescribed medication. It's one or the other. So yeah, so it's not great. I don't really much care for this anymore. I didn't care for it to start with. You know, the treatment has kicked my ass one way or another over the last 3 and a bit months, and the side effects are still causing me a lot of bother. For the neuropathy in my fingertips, I'd like to say I'm getting used to it now, but I'm not. It's a numb, tingly, burning, cold sensation all at the same time, 24/7. It stops me from doing up buttons, holding things with my fingertips, like food, for example. If I'm eating a bag of crisps, I can't tell if I'm holding crisps or just pinching my fingers together. Trying to do my son's shirt buttons up in the morning, or even do my own shoelaces, which is quite annoying. It's got to a point now with my shoelaces where I just leave them really, really, really loose and use a massive shoehorn to just slip my foot in, and my shoes are now extremely loose because of it, which I don't like. And obviously doing up my buttons on my trousers is a bit of a task, and just everything is just getting on top of me, really. Even now, walking down to the school, I'm walking extremely slowly because I can't walk any faster. If I had any more time, I'd probably stop and sit down for 5 or 10 minutes to catch my breath. So that's what's happening there. I've also got the gym tomorrow, which I've been referred to by the GP to try and get some strength back in my legs, because obviously, because I was laid up in hospital for 3 months and whatnot, my legs turned into noodles. My once wonderful calves, Calfzilla, have shrunk down to nothing, and I'm tired all the time. So I've been referred to the gym. So if they can help me do something to, you know, get my legs back and to help me combat the fatigue I've got all the time, then that'll be great. So I've got my induction tomorrow at about 11 o'clock. So I've got to make sure I take appropriate clothing, appropriate footwear, and a small towel. I don't know how long I'll last in there, but I will do my best. It's how forgiving my back is tomorrow, but we'll wait and see. The trainer that's there should be me and one other person in the session, and they know what's best. They know what they're doing, I presume. So that'll be the first one tomorrow, and then 10 other sessions for free. And I thought it was 10 weeks worth, so I could go whenever I want over the course of 10 weeks, but it's not. It's 10 sessions, and I can have 2 sessions per week on a weekday, plus an additional one on a Saturday, which means that I'll be getting through it rather quickly if I stick to it like clockwork. But you know, beggars can't be choosers, and I'm just grateful for any help I can get at this stage. So we'll wait and see what happens with that. One thing I can tell you now is I'm not going to be one of those ridiculous gym bunnies that go to the gym in the activewear and then stand there filming themselves in the mirror like a tart, because that's nah. No, don't do this. I will make fun of you. I don't care how big you are. If you're standing in the gym with me and you're standing there flexing your muscles in front of the mirror, holding your phone, I'm going to cuss you. So there you go. So yeah, this is what's happening with me health-wise. Let me get over this road without dying, otherwise there'll be no health updates. It'll just be dead me on the road. Yeah, so that's what's happening with me currently. It is a lot to process still, and I'm struggling with it on a daily basis. I'm finding it very difficult to function half the time. But you know, my other half, Hayley, who has been with me 14 years now. That was our anniversary yesterday. Hayley's keeping me going, and obviously my 2 wonderful children are keeping me going. You know, and I'm doing my best to get through this for them, not just for me. So anyway, I'm going to go. Thanks everyone for watching. If it's your first time joining me, then hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and if you don't like it, hit the dislike button, but don't be a pansy. Tell me why. You know, I do like the constructive criticism because it helps me make a better channel. Anyway, I hope everyone has a wonderful, wonderful week, and don't forget to eat your veggies.